So I made a video on this on my main channel on boosting is now bannable. I do want to see what Kago has to say about this as well. So this is going to be a video by the whole boosting change that happened on anniversary, which honestly many of you guys might not know about. So we'll see what happens here. I will say this is just a back end like text change. They haven't still, like when I'm watching this right now at least, they have not made a blue post clarifying things, because honestly I think they need to clarify quite a lot, but we'll see what he has to say and if he talks about that as well, because honestly the way they've phrased it, they leave a lot to the imagination, or like the way they phrased it, they just said banning is like basically against the rules, but it's in a post about advertisements. So then the question is it advertising boosts? What kind of boost is it? Yeah, boosting is a very broad term that can be used to explain many different things. If you have a level 70 tank offering tanking services in a lower level dungeon, that is technically a form of a boost. If you boost a guildmate who's level 60 and you're level 70 with like legendaries and stuff, you're technically boosting. And the word boosting is basically illegal or banned.
Good morning, evening, or afternoon, guys, and holy beep! Blizzard.
Oh yeah, dude. He's let me do this. Yeah, perfect.
Just did something absolutely crazy. I know that they were taking a hard stance in this in Classic, but as of 5 days ago, they changed their policies for in-game advertising and have flat out, straight up, banned boosting of all kinds. Specifically for Classic, but I'm going to...
Am I the only one who's slightly lagging in the game, by the way? Like, I'm doing some professions in the background here. I'm doing crafting only, so like I'm not having to focus too much. But I was gonna mount up right now. I have 40 ms in the game, so like it's not my internet being bad. And this has happened the whole day. Like when I mount, it has a 1 second delay from finishing the cast to activating the mount. This hasn't happened previously in the pre-patch to me, by the way. It seems to be something that's happening today after the maintenance.
Put it over here to the article, and I am going to show you exactly what this says, because this is insane. Okay. I did not think they were going to go this hard ever in a million years, but they are finally putting their foot down on this, and it is crazy stuff. So I'll see you then. So right here is the official page for in-game advertising. So they say all versions of World of Warcraft, it says selling in-game items, services such as carries, boosting for real money is not allowed. Organizations who offer boosting, matchmaking, escrow, or other non-traditional services, including those offered for gold, are prohibited, especially those operated across multiple rounds. Individuals and guilds are allowed to sell items, crafted items, profession services, etc. for gold, but can only advertise these in-game through trade chat channel. Modern WoW and Mists of Pandaria individuals and guilds are allowed to offer boosting services and GDKP runs for gold, as well as request gold tips for assistance in raiding, completing dungeons, PvP activities. Any and all advertisement must occur through the trade/services chat channel. The advertisement must be done by the WoW player character who intends to participate in the gameplay activity. This means there should be no cross-realm advertising, and there should be no advertising from non-participating players. Accounts that are used for that primary purpose of advertising will be closed. Then we have the biggest change here. Selling raid loot for gold, GDKP, and boosting are not allowed in US and EU realms for Anniversary, Hardcore, and Season of Discovery. So this never existed before. A lot of that was sort of how it was, I believe, but you are not allowed to sell raid loot for gold or boost in Classic, Hardcore, and Season of Discovery. So Era realms still allow.
And this right here is where I think they need to clarify, by the way. Selling raid loot for gold, GDKP, and boosting are not allowed in US and EU realms. The are and not is here, and also the and part and the way the sentence is structured. This to me just says selling raid loot for gold. Imagine like a dot there, that is the and boosting. So boosting is not allowed in US and EU realms. Then the question is, what is boosting? Is it mage boosting? Is that the only type of boosting? What about mob tagging? What if I want to carry a friend of mine through dead mines, just for the loot in dead mines, and I'm doing it for free? Is that okay? What if I charge that? What if I charge him for a carry in dead mines, but I'm not selling any of the loot in dead mines itself? I just help him with the quest. What about selling quest services? What about helping people in, like, TBC as well? If you have a level 60 friend, and you have a level 70 character yourself, really geared, and you help them through doing Hellfire Ramparts and Blood Furnace, you are boosting. You're not taking gold for it, but you are boosting. Now, this right here is under, I'm just going to say 232, right? If I scroll back far enough, he shows you here, this is in the in-game advertising part of the rules or rule sets, right? So it's in the game advertising is where this is, which means maybe it's only illegal to boost for gold and / or advertise for it. But until we have a blue post, I just don't see, I don't think they're going to enforce this until we have a blue post, because what they've done right now is update something on the back end, but they have not talked about it. So like, they rely on YouTubers, streamers, basically anyone to get this information out there. That is not good enough. They need to get the information out there, and they need to clarify, because what I'm seeing right now is like, is every type of boost banned? Is it only mage boosting? Is it only advertising for it? Or is it like virtually no change? I honestly have no idea what this even means until we have a blue post. And I feel like if they're going to start enforcing these rules, they have to make a blue post to actually talk about it as well. But what I will say is I saw this coming from a mile away if they're actually banning mage boosting. Because number one, Blizzard is introducing their own paid level 58 boost, and they have been making changes to make mage boosting way less doable in TBC Anniversary, which is already here in the pre-patch. So they obviously don't really want mage boosting to be a thing in the first place, and I have a video coming out on my React channel today. Like, when you see this reaction video, it's been a couple of days ago, but basically people found many workarounds for the whole anti-mage boosting thing Blizzard tried to put in. People even found a way to reset the anti-slow mechanic that Blizzard put in to like effectively reduce mage Blizzard boosting by using Blizzard to slow down mobs, right? People found a way to reset the anti-slow mechanic in the dungeons so they could still boost the same way as before. So it's just like, unless Blizzard makes a hard stance against mage boosting and paladin boosting, people will find a way. Players these days are really creative, and they will find a way to boost, unless boosting is literally illegal and you can get banned for boosting in the first place. So we will have to see what the next couple of days have to, like, where the developments are in the next 2 days, and if we even get a blue post, because I believe, once again, we need a blue post clarifying this. And also, this has just been sparking up, like today and yesterday. Like, basically it's 20 hours ago now people found out about this, even though the update itself happened 5 days ago. It kind of went under the radar, but like, the update happened 5 days ago. I am currently in the game right now, and people are selling boosts as we speak. There's still a boost being sold as we speak on Anniversary. So if this right here was basically put in and the change is 5 days old, how have people been selling boosts for 5 days and nothing happened?
Boosting, that is very key. This does not count for air realms, but all the other ones are bannable, and that is absolutely crazy to see here. Then it says reporting. To report a player for inappropriate advertisement, use the right click option and you will not receive a direct response, but we will take all reports very seriously. So that's how you report them. But like I said, they are going hard on boosting. So as you know, I recently showed you guys that they had flat out banned boosting for TBC. They put in a lot of the anti-boosting tech to stop people from doing it. They got a lot of backlash for that, because mainly, and in fact, it impacts a lot of people solo farming dungeons. I wrote it off as collateral damage. It sucks. It really does. I wish there was another way, but it is, like, because it is something that I even do and enjoyed quite a bit. I literally didn't level a mage because I wouldn't be able to go and solo farm. I like getting gold that way myself. However, I did think it was for the greater good of the game to have it gone, because all you see is want to sell boosting in chat, and you can't even use the looking for group chat to make a group to do a dungeon or something like that. So I thought it got...
To be fair, ever since an anniversary service came out, posting in looking for group that you're selling boosts has been against terms of service. You have to use a services channel. So like, this is a good argument from him, because some people, they just make a throwaway account. Like, they make a level 1, and they advertise their boost on a level 1, in which case they advertise both in LFG and in services. But the thing is, advertising in LFG or trade chat has always been against service, terms of service basically. So you could have reported them throughout the entire anniversary and gotten them banned. The only place they should be advertising is in the services channel that people have to opt into in order to use. But still, people have been posting in LFG, so like, fair point, it's just they shouldn't have been, but they have been.
To that breaking point, we're sure we could sacrifice it. But once again, that is my personal opinion on that. But as we saw in that article, right there, boosting is bannable. Anyone that says want to sell boost, if you report them and they're doing it, they could be banned. And I do know that they do that. I've had a few people say that they got banned recently and they have no idea what they did. My guess is they were probably boosting someone in some way. I think this is a drastically wild step for them to just announce in a rule change on this. It happened 5 days ago, but I only saw it 4 hours ago on Reddit as the source, and it is... like I said, I am even surprised that they took this drastic of a step to do it. As well as I think it is kind of odd to have Blizzard also sell straight up boosts for themselves.
Yeah, this is definitely something they're doing now, by the way, to have monopoly on boosting. They're now selling 58 boosts for real life money. So now it's like, either you buy a boost from Blizzard or no boost at all. They have monopoly on the boosting service, which to me also probably tells me that WoW token is coming in and they're gonna crank down way harder on illegal gold buying, and the only way to buy gold will be to do it directly through Blizzard through WoW tokens. Might be happening in TBC. That being said, that's gonna be way harder for them to control, but yeah.
And then also make it illegal, but that is a completely different can of worms. That's the only thing that I'm like, especially since it's unlimited boosting. If it was a one-time boost, I could see that being okay, but it being unlimited is a bit sketchy to me personally. I don't like it, but it is what it is. So I want to switch it over here now and just give you guys some of the people's responses, what people are saying here over on the original Reddit post right here. So this was posted in that. It says boosting is now against TOS. And so he said, honestly, don't even care if this is very strictly enforced. It means that a minimum boost advertisements are banned from major chat channels. Almost certainly a reason, just like it was with GDQV. Blizzard doesn't care, but when it becomes so common, so heavily advertised, this becomes the way of playing the game. That is a problem, especially as both of these require vast amounts of gold, which means that gold buying also becomes the way to play the game. This is very true. Like, I agree with what this guy is saying wholeheartedly like that. And yeah, it's fairly strictly enforced. They've hit false positive on master looters who do out loot, then later trade gold from something they're in for totally different reasons. That is kind of crazy. I don't know that. I'm all for it, but convenient timing to wait until when boosts are available for money. It's almost as if they want to maximize the profit of people paying to 60. Like I said, that is kind of how it is. And no joyous journeys to level. Once again, very...
Yeah, this one right here. If they're gonna ban mage boosting now, by the way, if they don't want to look like the biggest scumbags in the world, they should probably give people joyous journeys to be able to level faster. Even for me, I've already leveled up one character in the P-patch, and I'm about to level up a second one. I'm not speaking for myself. Wait until I've leveled up my second one if you want to, like, punish me or something, but I'm not trying to be ego here. I've already leveled up a character. I'm trying to say, some people, even with, like, give people a chance to level up Blood Elf and Draenei the normal way. Like, instead of buying a level 58 boost, instead of cashing in on the fear of missing out, give people a chance to play the game normally and start now and play TBC. Activate Joyous Journeys, double the experience gains until TBC comes out. Even then, leveling at the moment takes a regular person spends about 100 hours leveling. I just finished my shaman basically, we're like 2 or 3 bars away from 60 now. I've spent 65 hours. I know what I'm doing, I'm following rested XP, and I'm fairly decent at the game, and I bought myself some BOEs along the way as well. Most people are not at that level. They spend 100 hours leveling, so even if you double the experience gains through Joyous Journeys, they spend 50 hours playing the game to level up, and the boost is 60 bucks. Even if you give us a Joyous Journeys, I believe this will almost not impact the boost sales at all. You will just make people happy. So once again, Joyous Journeys is a massive W, and Blizzard should do it to farm some good PR at the moment.
Like, that's the sketchy parts of that. And someone's like, the only thing Blizzard's consistent at is being inconsistent. So they say if a tier 3 tank offers a random tank service to players below 60 and does more DPS than everyone else combined, wouldn't this also be boosting and bannable? That's probably not boosting, because
that is boosting. It is boosting. What was just described there is boosting. You are boosting someone. Boosting is not only mage boosting. If it was mage boosting or only level boosting, they should clarify that and say level boosting is bannable. What he just described here is boosting. It is just not level boosting, or it might even be level boosting. If you're a level 70 tank, helping people who are leveling level 68 to 70, for example, you're boosting. It is a boost.
As long as they're like level appropriate, right? If you do
Why? Can you clarify why here, Kago? Because they never said level boosting, they said boosting.
Blackrock depths, right, with people and bring them at 60, I don't think that's really there, but I think there are a lot of situations where that is, or like renting a tank. Like, they still say services are allowed to a degree. I think there's a very clear line between boosting someone and that. And with the anti-boosting stuff, if you're gray, like, the mobs are gray and you won't get mobs, so I don't think there's a very different situation there. And then it's wild how they have a different stance between MOP and Anniversary. The only real conclusion we come to is that decisions are being made.
It's not really wild though, it's because leveling takes a lot of time in Classic, and it's where they can sell a lot of boosts. In Mists of Pandaria now, they know they're not selling that many boosts. The main people that are playing Mists of Pandaria now are the older crowd that have already bought their boosts and have been leveling characters for a long time. In MOP Classic and in retail, they barely sell any level boosts at all. Meanwhile, in TBC, they can absolutely farm those boost sales, especially now that it's unlimited boost as well. They're a company. They want to make money.
Over money and money alone. I mean, they are a corporation, so there is money there, but I'm not entirely sure that is, like, I don't know, right? Like, we don't have the data. We'll never know. It's just a speculation. And it says, what about selling raid loot for gold directly to players outside of GDK?
Agen, we're gonna have to disagree here, by the way. Unless he gets a gold for it, that's not boosting. I'm 60 and I've done dungeons with 55s. I'm not boosting. You are. You are just not boosting for gold. There's a reason why you have to add the for gold here. You are boosting, but you're not boosting for gold. If I'm a level 60 mage, and I'm doing Maraudon, and I carry level 30s, like, people, this is a saying people say, I'm boosting myself. If you're boosting yourself, you're not getting gold. If you're boosting a friend for free, you have to add the for free part. You're boosting for free. A lot of people say they're boosting for free. Boosting is boosting. Boosting for gold is boosting for gold, and boosting for free is boosting for free. What you have been doing is boosting. This is why Blizzard needs to clarify and make a blue post. I was there for quests though, but sure, it's a mini boost. It is a boost. Like, if I'm a level 60 mage, you just said, you boosted somebody, you did a lot of damage probably if you're level 60 and fully geared. You can probably do more DPS than everybody else combined if you're level 60 with fully gear. So you are helping them out massively, which is a boost. If I'm a level 60 mage, doing Maraudon 1 pull, so like basically the Mara boost, and I'm bringing 4 level 30s, but I'm not charging them, am I not boosting them? I think that's a boost.
Does that count as them selling items, or does that apply to raid loot, or not apply to raid loot?
This is once again why Blizzard should just make a blue post and clarify everything Really.
So that is another thing that people are doing. And just like the HR runs, the SR runs, there are so many stipulations and loopholes with this. We'll just have to see, honestly. But I am shocked that they are officially making it against TOS and actually banning boosting. As I said, you guys know how I feel about it. I enjoy playing the game. I think everyone should play the game. But as we saw with that Reddit post right there, when it becomes too powerful with GDKP, when it becomes too powerful with boosting, when it becomes too powerful to buy gold, and everybody's doing it, then that becomes the way people look to play the game, and it just hits that breaking point. And I think we were definitely there. Open up services, open up LFG chat, take a look at it, and you can see how truly bad it is. So yeah. Time will tell how serious they are. Time will tell if we start to see a significant reduction in this. I'm overall happy for it, although I hope that if this actually is true and we keep going, we can get back our ability to solo farm and make some gold for ourselves. Because if we're banning boosting, then there's no real reason to have the anti-boosting tech there anymore. So that's something that I hope they look at and think about too. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below. And I am absolutely shocked about this. So I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Alright, I'm skipping the outro, but that was, well, I mean, I think you guys guessed it, that was a good video. I'm, like, a little bit surprised as well about what they're doing here, but I'm, at the same time, I'm not really. I don't know, it's a weird position to be in, but I saw this coming when they started making all of those anti-mage boost changes, and people just kept finding workarounds, you know? People keep finding workarounds, and it is what it is. That's a good point. If we can start making our own gold more easily now, that would be sweet. It would be, until you realize that this is how bots are making gold as well. So they would make making gold as a real life person easier again in dungeons, but what you're farming will be way less valuable, because now bots are also taking advantage of the same thing you're doing. But it's an alright point to make. It is.